Hello and welcome back to Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. This is episode 96. How are we, boys? Recovered from the weekend? Kyle?
Yes, as always, on the G2Os.
Yes. Uh, Robert?
Just about now, after what, over 48 hours.
Yeah, but what a way to celebrate Queens being top of the league for the first time since 2018, 2017?
Yeah, I think you're in the right ballpark there.
Yes, and we will come on to that later on in the show. But first of all, we will start at Old Trafford for Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3, and I can hardly wipe the smile off my face because it's just quite funny now, isn't it?
No, it's a crying shame. I feel really bad for those Mancunian boys.
Are any of them actually Mancunian?
Nah, neither are any of the fans either.
Maybe somebody else, I don't know. Rashford seems quite Mancunian.
Yeah, that's true. I heard Rio Ferdinand say something, or say something, like I read something that Rio Ferdinand said, that Man United panicked when they conceded the first goal. What do we think?
I think they've panicked all season.
I think I hate Rio Ferdinand. Just put it out there.
I,
There's my
I, I
in-depth
genuinely,
analysis.
I genuinely don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, sometimes like Man United seem to go into the Sunday 4:30 slot and all of a sudden just collapse. Like every time Gary Neville watches them, they seem to be shit.
They're already like Saturday 3 o'clock blackout.
Yeah.
There's no dramas there, there's no pressure. Nobody's watching them.
Yeah, last week they're on the telly. They drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace, who still haven't won a game. Quite embarrassing. If we give them, as you say, give them a 3 o'clock kickoff, they'll be all right. Look what happened when they played Brighton, 12:30.
And they have to be on the blackout slot. That's the only way they survive.
Yeah. Obviously, Brendan Johnson getting the scoring underway with a lovely tap in after some fantastic work from Mickey Van de Veen.
I think the fact
You're right there.
he got a clear run from his own half is quite embarrassing in its own right. He just straight line, no dramas.
Yeah. It's kind of symptomatic of some of the problems of Man United, right? Like, I think Gary Neville highlighted this God knows how many times during the game. Tottenham get the ball at the back. Man United don't press them. Tottenham advance the ball into midfield. Man United still don't seem to press them. There doesn't seem to be a trigger to start like harrying Tottenham, who just played round them.
I mean, they've both been shite all season, so it's embarrassing from a Man U's perspective to lose 3 goals at home to Spurs.
Yes, well, obviously we spoke about one of those. The game was then marred. Second Sunday 4:30 in a row. We've had a red card that's been somewhat controversial. What do we think this week, boys?
I don't think it's a red. I think you'll just probably disagree with me, but I don't think it is. I think he's going to fall it over and it's going to in that motion. I don't think it's as malicious as it's been made out.
I, I agree. He's just filling his booty, and he's just happened to clip Madison.
I don't think he clips Madison. I think he kicks Madison. I think there's a difference.
I heard he
I-
was having a swipe at him because of his haircut, to be honest.
Like, in my opinion, he foot slips and he has plenty of time to just not kick James Madison. He can do many other things with his leg, not raise it towards James Madison, which is where the problems lie.
But if you fall like that, your legs right slipe up. You've not got to just bend them
You,
in.
you can move it away from the person trying to go past you. I think he's going, oh, I've slipped. Shit, Madison's going to get past me. I'll just stick my leg out and foul him, and it's gone badly wrong for him. He's caught him high up the leg, and we know if you catch someone high up the leg, now you're going to get sent off.
I mean, you
It's one
would
of those.
disagree.
He gives an excuse for it, but I don't think it is as malicious. But then if it fits the criteria, then you can't really argue too much.
VAR weren't going to overturn it, whatever happened, I don't think. Personally, if he gave a yellow, I would like to see him upgrade it to a red, but I don't like. I don't think VAR would. I think VAR would just support the referee, whatever, on that.
Probably not clear and obvious under the criteria. He's as much as I do think it's in a fall in motion, he has swiped him, so
Yeah.
frustrating is not what Man United needed in that situation.
No, I think it's also symptomatic of the head loss that was going on at that time.
For the whole game since the first goal, as Mr. Ferdinand so politely reminded us, as you've brought up. Just
Yes.
start to finish, essentially, was a mess.
Yeah. Obviously, other chances in that first half, thinking Timo Werner running through, clean on goal,
Johnson skipped the post.
Johnson scuffed the post. Second goal
Yeah.
just after half time.
Exactly. So I mean that wasn't a good start for the second half either.
No, not really.
Yeah,
So
not really start as you mean to go on.
good finish
And
though for young Dejan.
it was.
Too much time to be doing that sort of keeper in the box, but
And then obviously the third from a set piece.
Yeah, standing watching.
the low,
And then
the
it
low
all,
was run off the pitch.
they also it falls back to not having a player on the post.
Put someone on the back post. How many times? How many times do I have to say it before people listen to me? Put someone on the back post.
I heard it in the back of my head when I saw it.
I just read it on my phone.
Yeah, also that. Like it's just far too easy.
It was schoolboy at times. It wouldn't have got a place in an under 15s game.
Did Spurs actually look good?
Better
Looked
than they
better.
have. Yeah.
And they looked competent.
You could say that.
I think they looked about as
better.
good as they looked the previous week against Brentford, to be honest. But apparently, Andrew was getting sacked after winning that.
I never said that.
I think it papers over the cracks temporarily because Man U are in a worse state somehow than Spurs.
They seem to be back in this perpetuating crisis where Erik ten Hag is now on the verge of being sacked again.
I think he'll probably go quite soon. I think that's the way that they've been going at the minute. They'll just get rid of him.
Obviously, we never mentioned actually. This compounds onto the result last week in Europe, drawing 1-1 at home against FC Twente, with Robert's favourite player ever scoring for the away side.
It blows my mind. He couldn't score against the likes of Ross County, but he's twatted one in at Old Trafford.
Sam Lammers, that is.
You've been slammered. I finally got
Yes.
to use the video after about a year, as Kale pointed out when I've sent it in the group chat.
He doesn't even play for Rangers anymore. Some odds. I've looked up favourites, the Man United manager. I've got the top four. Do you want me to start from favourite or do you want me to work my way towards the favourites?
Work your way towards the favourite. Go on, tease us.
Fourth, Kieran McKenna of Ipswich.
I'm going to say Kieran McKenzie there. Good
So is
friend.
Is he not ex-player or coach? He's ex-something.
Coach for a very long time.
So that isn't the worst, but he's only just Ipswich, so
Knows the club, been to Ipswich, no Premier League experience.
except a few games this season.
Yeah,
It's not the best, not the worst.
It's a sign of how far they've fallen, I think.
It reeks of Ole.
When you've got that next to the name of Thomas Tuchel in front of him.
Better.
Better, but
No.
can't see it.
Absolutely not.
He won't, but it's a better appointment.
But we know, right, that Man United have a very difficult dressing room, shall we say.
Yeah.
If there's one thing Thomas Tuchel hates and can't stand and cannot do, it's control dressing rooms. Thomas Tuchel just wants to coach players.
Just wants to win trophies. Man, you don't do that.
Yeah. And then joint favourites. I'm ready for your faces. We've got was favourite in the summer. He's out of a job.
Waistcoat.
Waistcoat.
I don't know the loan.
Well, no, you'll have to react to waistcoat first. He completely froze on my screen for a minute, which made it even funnier.
It's not good. It's not looking good, bro.
Or someone who, according to the Daily Mail, is, quote, waiting to take over. Current assistant manager, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
That sums it even more up.
That doesn't solve the problem.
He's part of the current issue. He's not a solution.
But yeah, Man United away to Porto on Thursday night. Porto have only dropped 3 points in the league away to Sporting. But Porto did get beat 3-2 by former Celtic beaters accused of being tractor boys. Bode Glimt 3-2 in the first game week. Could a bad result mean the end for Erik ten Hag this week? Do you think he'll go before Porto, after Porto if they lose, or do you think he'll make it to Sunday 2 o'clock when they play Aston Villa?
I think it'll depend how badly they spank them. I do like you say. I think it's just a matter of time. I think they could probably hold on for a wee bit, but I think it's going to be the ultimate result because at a club like Man United, they expect more, and it's just not happening. I mean, I think they maybe won a Europa League in between, but it's just went downhill since Fergie left. And what was that now? It'll be over 10 years now.
11.
Was that about 2012?
I think you'll find Eric Ten Hag's won the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, but as a Man United fan, would that please you? Is that good enough?
I don't know. Tell us in the comments.
Okay.
At least we know they're going to score on Sunday against Aston Villa. Aston Villa haven't kept a clean sheet yet this season. There's some silver linings for you, Man United fans.
They've got to score a goal first, though.
That is true. Talking about Manchester and football, the other Manchester side got one more point than Man United, and a result I'm very happy about. Newcastle United 1, Manchester City 1.
Take it away. How'd you feel?
I mean, it was Newcastle's best performance of the season. The exact reaction Newcastle needed after being absolutely scudded by Fulham, and the type of thing Newcastle can do on their day, especially at home.
Wasn't convincing.
At
Yeah, I
the
did have
point against Man City.
they had a few blips. Had their chances, but they had a few blips as well.
Should have arguably had a chance to win the game. Should have had a second penalty.
That was probably more of a penalty than the first one, in my opinion.
They're both
That's what I
penalties,
thought.
in my opinion.
Looks like he just swiped his leg.
The first one's being given all day. The second one, I don't understand how it wasn't given. I think VAR's just sticking with whatever the referee says and is now just sitting with their feet up, to be honest.
I thought it'd be a red card for Ederson, just with kind of open goal,
Nah.
kind of.
Because he has a realistic chance to play the ball.
Used to be back in the day,
It did.
but
Yeah. Well, before the penalty, I thought Vardel's finish for a defender was very good.
It really was.
With some hit. And then obviously Gordon tucking away the penalty, and I have to say, he just oozes confidence, doesn't he? He's in the form.
He really is. Not one of Newcastle's top two penalty takers either, so good to see him stepping up and scoring.
he won it, so maybe I'm taking it.
Well, neither Isak or Wilson were on the pitch.
All right, that too.
I will say, the thing that sums it up for me is that I was on the bus going to the ground on my way day, which again we'll go on to later. I watched the last kind of 10 minutes and all of added time. At no point was I particularly worried Man City were going to score.
Just some feet.
They were attacking the box, but it didn't really feel like they were going to score.
I think they nullified Haaland well from. So they didn't score, didn't do anything. So
Yeah. One of the first teams to do it this season. Dan Burn masterclass, I hear.
I've seen the market of his bloody poor wee ankle.
Yeah.
Hope he's all right.
Should Man City be worried that's first full game without Rodri?
Nah. I mean, it's not what they wanted, but let's be honest, I think they can afford one or two slip-ups. And they're still coming away with a point. So it's one of those.
They do typically struggle at Newcastle as well, from what I think. Usually,
They struggled for a very long time last season, and then Oscar Bob scored a winner, I believe.
Yes, you are right.
It'll just be City and Arsenal that are still undefeated.
It is. And talking of Arsenal, it didn't look like they were going to win the game, but 2 goals in added time at the end of the game. Arsenal 4, Leicester 2.
I thought Leicester were absolutely asleep just standing watching them for the first 2 goals.
They were a bit in awe.
They did kick them the Arsenal to get their own 2 goals back.
Yeah,
They did.
quite a big deflection for the first goal.
And the second goal was an absolute peach.
Yeah, that cannot sum it up any better than an absolute peach.
Yeah.
For a right back or a left back or whatever he's meant to be.
A defender nonetheless.
A defender.
I wrote just in second, what a hit. That sums it up for me.
You know, credit to both goals.
Yes.
He was at the time. I don't know if maybe they took the first one off him.
I don't know.
No, I think it was going in. It just took a deflection.
Yeah.
Took it away from wee Davy.
I thought.
There you go.
I thought I sympathised with Steve Cooper after the game, moaning about referee. The first one for me, like that's possibly one of the worst decisions we've seen all weekend for me for the first goal. Arsenal's first goal. Jamie Vardy is clearly like basically assaulted by William Saliba. And I've seen people like be less handsy getting off with one another in a nightclub than that.
Enough about your away days.
That could be one of the most outrageous analogies we've had. How many we're 96 episodes in and you've pulled out that?
But genuinely, like, if you're in a nightclub and someone does that to you, it's like, we going home?
Oh my
What's-
word.
what's
Oh
happening here?
no. My heat.
Oh, my heat. I was going to say that too.
Oh.
Right. I don't know if that's the analogy I would have used. I was thinking more WWE, but whatever you get up to in your spare time is none of my business.
The other one being Calafiore not getting a second booking, which I'm less convinced by. Like, I get it, but
I think the first one, the wrestling or whatever, is one of those. It's kind of done subtly almost, so maybe missed.
I didn't think it was that subtle.
Well, I missed it the first time round, so I had to rewatch it just before we started.
And Jamie Vardy was so annoyed he got booked.
It's because he's not captain, so he can't approach the ref. But I think he is captain, so that was wrong to say.
Yeah. One player who I do think had a fantastic game was the Leicester goalkeeper, Hermanson.
That was Danny Ward.
Definitely not Danny Ward. Danny Ward can't make that many saves, mate.
Oh yeah, he did. This guy did make at least one, so yeah, you're right with that.
He made an absolute ton of saves. He was absolutely sensational.
We did keep him in the game, so you can't argue with that.
Like, you're
Also-
going to win points in the Premier League if your keeper turns up like that every week.
Arsenal's third was a bit of a pinball situation. It was kind of just, you didn't know where it was going to go. I felt. So,
They had 16 corners. They defended well. 17th corner.
gosh.
That's what happens.
Also,
If you watch that back, by the way, you say it was pinball. Trossard is in so much space at the back post. Again, zonal marking. Like, they
I mean, they'll lead
pulled
up to
people
that,
away. But they are leading up to it. But, like, it showed a match today. They have an identical corner a couple of minutes before. It's like Gabriel last week against Man City. They have an identical corner, almost score, and then do it again like 10 minutes later and do score.
I feel like you're obviously grabbing the fourth at the end. It's those type of goals that'll keep you in the horse race at the end. Because I feel like you do Arsenal to a degree, but you get like Liverpool and City who just 1 week they'll just win 5-0 and absolutely bump the goal difference up. So I thought that was quite a good positive for Arsenal as well. What was it like? How many minutes in was it? 90 something?
96.
Like, I thought it was later than that, but
both added 10 goals, weren't they?
Yeah, 93 and 96, I think.
And of course, Trossard was playing, but he was sent off last week. How does that work?
Go on, tell her how it works.
Carabao Cup.
Thank
He
you.
was served a suspension in that game, even though he was never going to play. Well, they might have played, but like 2 minutes at the end.
Yes.
Balls.
Moving on, though, because Kyle's got a big cheesy grin on his face because Liverpool top the league. He doesn't seem that excited.
Early days. You can never get too carried away in football. Not when Man City are always around.
Yes.
Again, they draw points, don't start, but
Breaking financial rules left, right, and centre and drawing with lowly Newcastle.
they also break rules.
Don't know about that.
your time will come.
Anthony Gordon's got his scupper use.
Yes. Can you stay there?
Well, we can, yeah. It can.
Will you stay there?
Probably not. Not for the rest of the season. Might can fluctuate, but I would hope we do.
But I thought it was poor from Johnston for the first goal.
Oh yeah, all buttery fingers.
Yeah.
But he did make a good save before that, so
Also, Wolves absolutely let off Salah, who kind of just hits it first time. I don't know if he had enough time to take a second touch, but on another day, I think they could have well been 2-0 down at that point alone.
yeah.
Fought back well.
I think Wolves played quite well for the most.
Took their chance.
Yeah, Kanati's absolutely sleeping though. He's playing like I used to play whistle. He's waiting for it to go out. It was great for him.
Yeah.
Or Alisson needs to come and just hoof it. It's one of the two.
They need to put Kelleher back in goals. That was the problem.
I like Alisson too much. But yeah, Wolves did play well. I think we talk this every week, but they will stay up. They look too good not to stay
Bottom
up.
of the league. Still without a win.
They've had some rotten fixtures. So they should get easier games to hopefully win a game.
You'd hope so.
And Lamina crying was an absolute ick. It's September.
What nonsense!
It's disgusting. I was sick. That wasn't the bevy.
Nice change. Robert, anything to add on Liverpool?
Scott Salah's cool under pressure. Just shows it. Nice penalty.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to miss it, let's be honest.
Talking of other people who are cool under pressure, taking penalties.
Can I say Cold Palmer again?
Yes, you can.
Also,
Are you, Kyle?
What?
I'm frozen. My toes are chilly, Billy.
He's just unreal.
He is. Could be one of the best bargains in modern day football. At 42 million, still a bargain.
Let's be honest with you. With your English tax added on, that's still pretty cheap.
He's just good.
Jumping, I'm muddling the order of his goals, but what a free kick that was.
That's the third one, yeah, it's fantastic.
That penalty was good.
I thought
wrong
Chelsea took advantage of Brighton's high line spectacularly well. Like Chelsea just have really quick forwards. Like they had Madueke, Sancho, Jackson, and Palmer all running at a back four playing a high line. Like Brighton got carved open time and time and time again. And yet Chelsea still conceded two really horrendous goals. Robert Sanchez isn't that good. Chelsea seem to have bought a billion keepers and they all seem to be mediocre.
I think because they shop in their own places, i.e. Brighton, who are a good team in their own right, but it's not the next level.
I found it interesting what Maresca said after the game. I thought Maresca said after the game, we obviously conceded two kind of soft goals, but the way we play, we're going to concede goals like that. Seems like Chelsea have a we're going to score more than you attitude this season, which we saw at Wolves as well, actually. Remember that game early in the season when they won 6-2?
Yeah. Thing is, though, it's all really good scoring all those goals, but they concede quite a lot as well. But I suppose if it works, it works. What's their goal difference? 8
That's all right.
compared to Liverpool's 10.
How many goals have they scored compared to others in the league?
They've scored 15, one more than Manchester City. So, think of that what you will.
They can score as many as they want, but they do have a really shaky defence. Well, I'll stick with it. They've got a shaky defence. First goal showed it. Just standing watching it as Rutter wins a header.
Yeah, Sanchez comes for absolutely no reason, and I think Sanchez is at fault for this. Yeah, Sanchez plays out for the back for the second one as well.
Some finish though, bloody more power than Philip.
Yeah.
Need to throw you darts, man.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was going to say that'll do in the English chat. That pun will end the English chat for this week. Move to Scotland.
You cannot give him any grief after your analogy earlier on. I'm sorry, I don't defend him very often, but I will on this occasion.
Moving to Scotland, Celtic thumping away. Perfect record yet to concede.
Oh, I think we've all discussed it. They looked dynamite.
Yes, they absolutely did.
Just there against St J.
Yes, St Johnstone looked shit, really bad.
Yeah, one of them left.
Yes, left.
He wasn't sacked. It was a cover-up. He left. Didn't like it.
Is the league title gone, Robert?
Not yet, but the thing is, Celtic do have a knack of, like, I'll compare it to your Cities and your Liverpool. Of recent years, they have a knack of having games like that where there's absolutely hammer a team, and it just beefs their goals for, their goal difference. I'll say rather, their goal difference up, and it's also a confidence booster. They're going into whatever night it is they play Dortmund.
The game will have happened by the time you watch this video.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going out, so I didn't want to say it. But yeah, they're going in confident. Let's be honest. And they're in a good place, which is not good to see for me. But I can't argue with what's in front of me. They're looking pretty good at the moment.
They look so good.
They can do.
The only teams to have scored against them. Only teams to have scored against them this season: Falkirk and Slovan Bratislava.
In good company.
Yeah, to be fair, the Slovan Bratislava goal, we never spoke about Celtic in Europe on here, but Kevin Wimmer's goal for Slovan Bratislava was sensational.
It
It
was.
reminded me, though, literally watching Celtic carve open St Johnstone reminded me of how easily Celtic carved open Slovan Bratislava, which doesn't say a lot for Slovan Bratislava, really.
I will say, you say they've unbeaten, not conceded many, but they've not played anybody really worth getting excited about. They've not had any hard European ties or no challenge in the league.
Is that
No, the Old Firm game was quite easy for them.
We were pish. I can't really argue on that front.
Like,
I was waiting for Greg to throw in the curveball of, but they played who's in front of them because it suits his agenda more this time.
They're not playing any good. That's just as it is.
Rangers need a big step up if they're going to put any challenge on Celtic in the next Old Firm.
Yes, and they unconvincingly beat Hibs.
It was a nice, lovely goal, but other than that, they were utter shite.
Yeah.
It was a great finish, almost ruled out by an offside, but VAR overturned that.
I enjoyed Barry Robson on Sports Scene saying that we're having to cast a few doubts on artificial intelligence because of the angles and the lines, and he's very adamant that some people are offside when they're are onside when VAR is calling them off.
Don't want to talk about him.
He's a tube, though.
I just found we're going to have to question artificial intelligence to be an excellent line.
He's first to be killed when they all take over.
Right, cool. I'm not cutting that. I probably should, but I'm not cutting that.
Greg, you're now in second.
Depends. Are they Man United fans? Because if so, I might be even further down the list.
We'll see about that one.
Rangers also conceding a penalty, thanks to John Suter. There seems to be debate whether it was a penalty or not. I'm not sure that's the question we should be asking. The question we should be asking is, why wasn't he booked?
I thought he was booked. I thought you were crying for a red card.
I did say, is it not a red card? And then when I realised it wasn't a red card, I went, is it not a yellow card? And then it's apparently not a yellow card either. It's apparently a penalty, nothing.
I could have sworn, is that not deemed as a red because it saved it on the line? Essentially.
No, because it's not deliberate. He makes his body bigger, which completely moves away from the fact he moves his arm towards the bloody ball.
I thought unnatural position because it was like up there or something.
Well, no, you do the hokey cokey like Philippe Clement in the press conference. Come on.
I'm not getting up.
Okay.
I see it all start falling to bits. But I thought
he
it was a
keeps
red.
dancing like that in press conferences. William Saliba might come.
Easy. I thought it was a red card because of the way his arm was, or should at least been thought of as a red.
Mm-hmm.
But
what a shit penalty!
It was a decent save.
No, you've got to save it, and you've got to give the keeper credit for saving it. But it was an absolute honking penalty as well.
It's really obvious what way it's going to go. I mean, I think you've got a point. I'd love to ban started run-ups, but we're not going to do that, are they? Rangers.
One point you could give him is that he holds the ball instead of doing this stupid palming it out to the striker. So.
Yeah. Rangers came into that game after a 2-0 battering of Malmö.
I have to say, I listened to it because I didn't have TT, and it was promising, and then watched the highlights. Promising, and it shows what we can do, but it's continuing that consistency.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Rangers looked really good, I thought.
It's good when the pressure's off. They can just kind of do their thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Europe was kind of our place to shine, if that made sense. And then it kind of dwindled off. The absolute annihilation in the Champions League a few years ago kind of rocked that ship. However, I'm hoping this will be the start of it coming back again.
I had it written down and I never even got it in. We spoke about Slovan Bratislava. They might beat Rangers' record for being the worst ever team in the Champions League. They've got a whole 2 extra games to do it. But sadly, because the format's changed, we're going to have to know Rangers as the worst team in the previous format of the Champions League ever. So I don't think you're getting out of that record, I'm afraid. Rangers do play Lyon at home this week. Lyon are 11th and only have 7 points from 6 games. Not a great start.
Confidence will be at a low. So
Opportunity at home.
We need to punish them.
The Rangers fans at home seem to be getting rattled really quickly.
Your Lyon fans are nuts, so.
But they were winning 1-0 and then have a go at Vaclav Cherny for misplacing a pass.
Always like that though. It's always been like that. It's a very toxic place.
They just want the best, and it doesn't always come that way. Just recently,
Yeah.
that's just
The last Scottish team in Europe, for now, will kick their campaign off in Azerbaijan behind closed doors against Dynamo Minsk, who are notably not from Azerbaijan, on Thursday.
Belarus, isn't it?
Yes, they're not allowed to play in Belarus because of Belarus's support of Russia. So they're being made to play in Azerbaijan behind closed doors. So I assume what Dynamo Minsk did is, well, how can we make this even more inconvenient for Hearts? Let's move it further away to a place that's known to be really hard to get to.
With the home advantage, make it great again.
Yeah. Yes, make home advantage great again. MAGA, I think is how you say that. Mahaga. I'm going to get you a Mahaga hat.
Probably didn't.
You've already ruled them out anyway. You said that there's no point in them playing.
That is true. I don't think there is. Just, focus on the league, guys. We all seen the game on Saturday. You really, really need to focus on the league, guys.
They might win the Europa League, Conference League, and go on to be the next big thing.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to do that.
I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put a bet on it.
Cool. If you put a bet on it, it definitely won't happen.
Thanks. Wait a minute, I feel good about myself.
Yeah, Hearts getting a point. They've, shout out to Kyle Pagan, who left before Shankland equalised.
Nice. That's why you believe you came early.
Dino is proud of you.
Lol.
Yeah,
Spit it, man.
Saviour for Hearts, Shankland. First goal of the season, might be a springboard to something. Sadly for them, on Sunday they're playing Aberdeen, who have a perfect record.
They're doing very well.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think they played well on Saturday. Again, I watched the highlights of that game. Tony Docherty was right after the game. Dundee were by far the better team.
It's one of those scoreline matters, know how you play.
I don't think you have to play very well to beat Hearts at this rate anyway.
They got the result.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Results, win, trophies, or whatever.
And talking about things that win trophies, we'll move on to the category game. Yes, on to the category game. I got beaten in the category game by Kyle last week. He doesn't have his belt anywhere this week. He's not time to look for it.
I've heard it. Somebody said it.
Well, while Kyle looks
I'm not
aimlessly for it, I will explain the rules of the category game. We're going to have 3 categories. It's like a game of tennis, back and forward until someone gets one wrong. If the other person gets one right, they get a point. It's the best of 3. Robert, as the challenger, you will get to A, go first, and B, have first turn of the categories. So, would you like Premier League, Scottish football, or international football?
No, I was Scottish football first.
Oh, you'd like Scottish football first?
Yes, I would. Please,
Cool.
Mr. Quizman.
I am looking for, and there are 17 of them. We saw Hibs miss a penalty at Ibrox on Sunday. I would like any player who missed a penalty in the Scottish Premiership last season. 17 of them.
Christ.
Miss
Well,
being saved or missed, just didn't score.
I'll put one out there because I'm sure he did. James Tavernier.
Yes, he did.
It's the only one I can think of. Surely Kyogo in a mission.
Point to Robert.
Thank God he was next on the list.
Well, if you pick someone who actually took penalties for Celtic before he left and joined Cardiff,
Do you know what I mean? Brighton.
Turnbull.
David Turnbull.
No. Matt really no mission.
Yeah, he missed one against Rangers. Was that in the cup?
Probably not in the league.
I also had
Not on the list.
Haksabanovic, but I don't know if he ever took them.
Also not correct. Zach Robinson, Callum Slattery, Danny Armstrong, Rio Hatate, Lawrence Shankland, Lewis Palma, Bojan Miovski, Chris Kane, Mark O'Hara, Bruce Anderson, Martin Boyle, Andrew Shinney, Mikael Mandron, Adam Ida, and Theo Bair.
He did miss one.
I didn't know any of those.
Literally, guess someone who takes a penalty and you would have done all right.
After having it was just a mind blank.
Well, Kyle, Premier League or international football to try and save yourself.
International football, please.
International football, and continuing on the penalty theme.
Right.
Any player to score a penalty for England, not including shootouts, since 1990.
So within 90 minutes, pretty much.
Within 90 minutes or extra time, not including a penalty shootout, and they have to have scored it. There are 17 players who have scored a penalty for England since 1990.
Harry Kane.
That was mine.
Yes.
It's kind of in that boat where you don't know. It's just to kind of guess. Right, I'll go Wayne Rooney.
Of course.
For two. If I've got to pick the wrong game, can I? Alan Shearer.
Correct.
When was it since? Sorry, I didn't write that bit down.
1990.
Frank Lampard.
Yep.
Gerrard. Damn.
Never did.
Just four.
Yeah, I need to go. That was my next one.
Damn.
I think he might have been since 1990.
Since 1990.
I'm gonna go for I don't know when he retired. I'm gonna go for Gary Lineker.
For the win,
Yeah,
Gary
he's
Lineker.
done it.
I think
Was
he
it-
scored a penalty in 1991.
My other one was Mark Letizia. I don't know why I didn't say him.
Nope, no,
That's fine then.
I was
Okay.
going to say Paul Gascoigne, but I don't think he took.
nope.
So I'm glad I went for Lineker.
They're all much more recent than that. If I tell you that Wayne Rooney is 9th, if we do it from most recent outwards.
Sterling.
Yep. Cole Palmer scored in a friendly against Bosnia at St James's Park pre-Euros. Ivan Toney, Callum Wilson, Marcus Rashford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Raheem Sterling, Adam Lallana, Daniel Sturridge, David Beckham, Michael Owen, Teddy Sheringham, and David Platt.
Damn.
Jeez.
And so that's a 2-0 win for Robert. We will do the last one because it's been a very short character game so far. The last one also keeps the theme of penalties, and you're going to hate me for this one if you thought the other two were bad. 20 answers. Any goalkeeper to have saved at least 5 Premier League penalties since 1992 or 1993, since the start of the Premier League. Any goalkeeper to have saved at least 5 penalties. Robert, you would have went first.
Since when?
The start of the Premier League.
Right. I like to write it down, just the topic. I'm struggling already. You're trying to think of a player who's like played enough games. I'll go Petr Cech.
And you would be immediately wrong.
Oh,
Van der Sar.
Nope.
David De Gea.
He has.
Who's I thinking of? I've had a Gideon in the body of David James. He was around for ages.
Yep. You've got the just now.
So was Van der Sar in theory.
Yeah.
Paul Robinson.
Sadly not.
He's the first one that came into my head after David James.
Pete Schmeichel.
No.
Casper?
Yep.
As if.
Any others?
Allison.
Since it's since we've had too long. No.
He would be.
You need to.
Joe Hart.
Joe Hart is correct. You need to channel the Barclays. Channel the Barclays for this.
Jaskalainen.
Yep.
Uh,
Channel Barclays.
Got another Barclays one, but I'll wait the now.
can't think. You can go next.
Yeah, just
Uh,
if you
uh,
don't know, say skip.
Ali Al-Abzi.
Of course he has.
Relio Gomez.
Yep.
Has Pickford's not saved quite a few?
Yep.
Lloris.
Yep.
How many more we go?
Oh, a shit ton. I think that's
Oh.
about half of them.
Man.
That's 8. There's 20. Just keep
Mignolet.
channeling the Barclays. Yep.
This is all. No, it won't be. I'm not going to say it.
No, go on.
Fabian Barthez, or whatever his face was.
Sadly not.
Wasn't young enough. Tim Howard, he was running for donkeys.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple more guesses.
Brad Friedel, Brad Guzan.
Neither. Oh no, Brad Friedel's on the list.
He was running for donkeys.
Yep.
Schwarzer, Mark Schwarzer.
Nope.
Of Fulham fame.
How?
Of Chelsea fame.
Leicester fame. Tim Krul, he like a penalty save.
He did, but not in the Premier League. I'll give you the rest of the list that you haven't got. 2 Poles that are not on the list. That you've not got. Well, let's do it that way. Fabianski. Nope, not Chesney.
Oh, I thought you might have said them for Arsenal.
Paul. Dudek.
Nope.
Who else
Robert
is Paul?
hates him.
Boric.
Boric.
Archboric, yep. We've got 2 English.
Foster? Fraser Foster or Ben?
Ben.
Um,
When he's not letting them go through his legs. Just shots in general, not specifically penalties.
I don't get the reference.
Oh, Rob Green.
All right. Forgot him.
2 Spaniards.
Reina.
Nope. This is very, very Barclays. Like, very Barclays.
Spanish. No. Are they good Spanish?
Manuel Almunia
Right,
and
okay.
Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last 2, we've got an Irish,
Darren Randolph or Shay Given.
Shay Given. And the last one on the list is another Dane, who is possibly the most Barclays player after Ali Al-Habsi on this list.
Does that not be Yaskalian? He's more Barclays than anybody else.
I'm thinking Barclays has an unsung, never mentioned. Proper Barclays. Tony Pulis.
Oh, Thomas Sorensen.
Thomas Sorensen.
Christ.
But, Robert, take your time to celebrate. That is a win.
I had to get something because he's always got his stupid belt, and you had that crown that deflated after a while. So there you go. I've finally done it. That's my one for the year. Thank you very much.
Well,
You're very welcome. Kyle, your penalty is to make the game next week.
yeah, I'll make it really hard. I say that every time. I make it really easy, but you know what I mean. It's gonna be
There
rock
we
hard.
go.
Soccer aid.
Well done, Robert. No, let's not do soccer aid again. Well done, Robert.
Do I want to know something that I'm not doing very well and I'll have to hold my hands up here and apologise to the fans? I'll do the FP.
I didn't want to do
it. So, starting at the bottom as usual. Unlucky
Yeah.
Ali, you're still last. In the relegation playoff is your mother well, Kyle Palmer?
Based on Saturday,
So-
no.
Kyle received some abuse from the Dumbarton goalkeeper. We'll not go into it.
No, stop PG.
Did he use foul and abusive language? You should have reported that to the referee.
Okay,
I
go
know
back.
about the full and abusive language he'd given him for the last 45 minutes.
Doesn't matter. He's no player.
We asked him if he wanted to. In 11th, one place ago, Kyle, is Craig Notman.
Whoa.
Thank you.
One
And the
less.
team name. And the team name.
Arts and Crafts.
Thank you.
You're
I've
welcome.
not seen him for a while. Ariel
No.
Craft, get back in the team.
Now, this is where it gets a bit sore, considering I was wanting to be top 3. I'm now top 7. I'm in 7th place. Ouchie, but I'll come back. Anyway, top 3. We have some players moving up.
That must have
Sorry, I can't hear you from all the way in 11th. I think they used that on me last year, so I'll get my use out of that.
Everyone to Man United.
In the 3rd spot is Kieran Thompson. Well done, Kieran. You're doing well. You've moved up into 3rd. In 2nd is Jacob Besant. He has moved up to 2nd place, with Kyle Pagan keeping his 1st place. He's still at the top with another great week, I'll have to give him. Well done, Kyle. Is still number 1.
He's done it!
Gimp.
Right. We need to take that soundboard off him.
Yeah. It's me who has to close the show. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tell everybody you can. Make sure you watch the video twice to improve the numbers.
Or thrice if you're bored.
Everyone tag the Dumbarton keeper on the tweet.
Great long.
There you go. And that'll do us. We'll see you all next week.
See you later.
Bye.
No one
Godspeed.
else said it, so I will. There we go.
Godspeed. Sorry, forgot.